Town meeting season is right around the corner, and to help voters and residents of the various towns within GNet TV's coverage area, we'll be previewing as many towns as possible before Tuesday, March 6th, the official town meeting day this year. But before that will come another meeting many will want to mark on their calendars. Tuesday, February 27th, when the new Taconic Green Regional School District will hold its first annual meeting. It will be held at the Floodbrook School in Londonderry, and voters from Danby, Mount Tabor, Manchester, Dorset, Sunderland, Londonderry, Peru, Weston, and Landgrove are welcome to take part. The meeting starts at 7 p.m. that evening. Most of those towns will still hold a pro forma school district meeting, but for the last time before they fully fold into the new regional school district. We start our preview of town meeting in Dorset, where this year the item that may spark the most interest is one contained within the proposed town budget. Town officials have earmarked $95,000 for a townwide reappraisal, the first full-blown door-to-door reappraisal in 15 years. Town manager Rob Giotti explains.
But in the budget we have a line item that speaks to reappraisal. In the town report, we have a letter that's going to go out to folks pretty soon, letting them know about the upcoming townwide reappraisal. There's funding in the budget this year for the reappraisal, but that's coming actually from a sinking fund that we've had for a while, where we've been trying to accrue the money to pay for the reappraisal when it comes. So I'm sure there'll be probably questions just as it relates to the process, or kind of what the end goals are. And we're happy to answer those. The highlights there for reappraisal for Dorset is that the last full townwide reappraisal was in 2003, and then we had a statistical reappraisal in 2006. So it's been quite a number of years since we've had a full townwide reappraisal. So normally with the process of housing and maintaining grand lists, it's pretty customary to do a reappraisal at a larger scale typically every 10, 12 years usually. So we're a little bit beyond that, so we're going to get into that we're hoping in the next 2 years it'll be complete. It's going to allow us to update some software as far as the grand list software is concerned, and just get things kind of spruced up to where they should be. So it'll be a good process.
The budget reckons for a municipal tax rate of about 28.35 cents per $100 in assessed property value. The town budget proposal is expected to increase about 3% overall, due in part to reappraisal costs and also for $25,000 set aside for some trail building work on area hiking trails by teen interns of the Vermont Youth Conservation Corps.
A few years ago, we expanded what's called Owl's Head Town Forest, bought the Gettysburg Quarry parcel. In that process, we were fortunate enough to raise some funds, not only for the purchase of the property, but also for what developed into a partnership between the town and the Vermont Youth Corps. And we've now spent the last 2 summers, 8 weeks each summer. So we've had 16 weeks of VYCC trail building crew time in the town forest, and it's a pretty big parcel, so there's a lot of space left for trail building. And that's part of it, is the improvement to the amenity, and then the partnership with the Youth Corps has been kind of a really positive byproduct of the whole town forest process. So the last couple of years, they've had local kids working on the trails, and the VYCC is a pretty neat educational kind of developmental organization that really does a good job. So we're hoping to kind of carry that forward. We'll have some money in the town budget that we're hoping to match with some grants and other donations that to make the money go further.
Another separate article calls for $2,500 for the replacement of the observation tower on the top of Bromley, which Giotti gave us some background on.
That's on the radar that the Green Mountain Club I think there's a local effort and partnered with the Green Mountain Club to rebuild the fire tower at the top of Bromley. There was one there for a long time, and I think it was had to be torn down a couple of years ago for I think safety issues. So we have I think a line item and a ballot question about earmarking some funds from the town to give to that effort.
Okay.
And I think that there's certainly a lot of local connections to Peru and to Bromley itself. So that's new.
Finally, another article in the Town Warning, and one which will appear on several town warnings across the area, asks voters to endorse the state's renewable energy goals and ensure the town of Dorset does its share to help meet them by obtaining state support for weatherization of buildings and encouraging use of renewable energy sources. So while there's no big controversial questions that may be part of the town meeting in Dorset this year, you never know. Dorset's floor meeting will be held Monday, March 5th at the Dorset School, starting at 7 p.m. Polls at the Dorset School will be open for Australian ballot voting from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Tuesday, March 6th. Voters will be filling 3 seats on the Town Select Board, as well as Town Moderator, First Constable, and Town Agent. For the GNET TV News Project, I'm Andrew McKeever.